Hey everyone, tonight I'm going to show you guys really quick a deal in progress that I have in RCIC, Real Estate Capital Intelligence Community. So I'm just going to go ahead and jump in and show you guys this. I started putting this in a little bit ago. So let me get down here. It's going to ask me a question. Yes. I don't know. Live now. So let's finish this deal. So it's going to ask me for two responses. Based on which one I like better, and then it's going to come back. Which do you prefer? Responses may take a moment to load. I'm giving it, yeah, it's of a new version, so obviously it may take a second to load this because it's going through all the data while it does that. Let me guys go show you what we're working on. So I put in this property. I just basically found this on Facebook in a wholesalers group. So I basically put in pictures. I have 16 pictures. I put in 9 of them. I can put in there 7 later. This is in Converse, Texas, about 25 minutes to San Antonio. It's ideally being marketed as basically has the Subto 16,999 is the entry fee plus, he wants his fee. Purchase price is 317,800. The existing mortgage is $279,958.15. 4.25%. Two BITI is 2,422.44. Seller carryback. HOA. Uh, give me a second, guys. It's so I'm trying to get a couple of people that want to come watch this live, participate, trying to get them in the group. Mm, give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. I'm trying to get everybody in. Okay. So getting back to this real quick while I get a couple people coming in. So the seller carryback on this is 20,841.85 at 0% for 7 years. So they have a balloon. HOA is $39, so it's not a bad deal. 2021 build-in quiet cul-de-sac, and it's 5.3% entry cost. Close to school, shopping, community parks. 25 minutes to downtown San Antonio. 20 minutes to Randolph Air Force Base. So we ran daisy chain detector because, like I was saying, I don't have an exact address on it. Just to show everybody quick again, what I did is I ended up having about 16 pictures, I entered 9 pictures, and this is basically exactly word for word what I copy and pasted from the wholesalers Facebook entry. So I'm showing you how we can find information on it. So they're verifying this deal isn't floating through multiple wholesalers. The photos and structure of the terms look like a direct seller or very first tier wholesale, but we'll still check. So county clerk records for most recent assignments, memo filing, MLS history to rule out someone grabbing a listed property and rewrapping. Wholesaler credibility, same deal being blasted across Facebook REI lists is a red flag. Early terms. Terms are very detailed. Mortgage balance, balloon on seller, carryback HOA. It usually indicates closer to source, but without address, would still trust by verify. So here's a good thing. It basically with the pictures built in 2021, It's got the pictures, it says about what the backyard is like, the location, Converse, Texas. It says that they have several DR Horton and Lennar communities built in this exact style 2022 and 2020 to 2022. Very common floor plan 21 to 2400 square foot. So it looks like a DR Horton in the Summerhill and Escondido, High Top Ridge, all Converse, all 2020 to 2022 builds. It narrows it down to subdivisions. So I was able to take this little bit of information in a few pictures and actually probably narrow it down to the neighborhood. That's a pretty good deal. So it's got all the deals. So we're trying to pinpoint it. So it's a DR Horton centric community in zip code 78109. The three best bets: High Top Ridge, Millicon Grove, which is Century, Summerhill Escondido Creek, which is Converse. So we're basically able to generate our comps and all that based on those subdivisions. So you're able to do a lot with very little information. I'm trying to give you one of the harder ones to deal with. It's actually probably the second hardest one. The other one was the one in Texas itself that was down by Houston by NASA, which we're able to pinpoint by having matching up the pool. They had three pictures. One had a range that had like a community pool and it had a tennis court and a little community center and like a park with a picnic shelter. And then there's water tower. The home had its own pool that was kind of kidney shaped, that had an aerial view. But between the picture of the community pool to the tower with the home in between, and then the kidney shaped pool picture, we were able to actually pin it down to the exact house. That was a hard. We had less to work with, but we had aerial and we had wide shots to basically put in to compare and then we had the house. Here we're able to narrow it down, so you're able to actually do a pretty good deal. I'm going to make a PDF of this. I'm not going to go through the whole thing. I'm just trying to really show you the highlights of how powerful RCIC is. It's pretty powerful. It can do a lot. So here's your best exits. Creative. You can do a wrap. We sell at 349,900, 369,900, 10% down to owner occupied credit impaired buyer. Good situation. You can spread over your underlying PITI. 2422 is 110 to 339 a month before escrow differences, plus 34,990 down up front. You can pass the HOA taxes through the buyer's escrow in the wrap. You can do a lease option, rent to own. The option fee is 15 to 20K. Payments 2450 to 2650. Minimal monthly spread, but meaningful upfront capital. Good if you want to lower compliance overhead than a full wrap. Or midterm rental, military medical with Randolph Air Force Base 20 minutes away. Furnished 3 to 6 month terms can land 2,600 to 3,000 the right seasonality verified before committing. Instant verification. So it talks about do these on call. Proof control. Ask the wholesaler for a seller signed contract, any recorded memorandums assignment. Cross-check Bexar County clerk within 3 minutes. You can do that. You can go to Bexar County directly. You can ask it to go to Bexar County. It cannot go on the website. You'll have to off-ramp, and basically it'll give you a link. You go to the link. The best thing is to copy and paste the link. Just do the right click thing, and then go. I don't do it on the Zoom because I'd have to do too many workarounds to get back. But you can go to Google and then put in the Bexar County link, direct link, and pull up the information, get all the information you copy and paste, come back, post the links in to ask anything, and it should be able to give you all the information. You got the HOA proof, you got the mortgage proof, and the subdivision map. So what does it say on Mike? So it gives you the script. And it can pull live 3 comps through live rents the moment you get an address or even a partial builder. So if we're able to do that, we're actually and people. Cool. Trying to get this figured out. So the recommendation is take it to sub 2 plus 0% seller second target wrap at 359,900 at 9.99%. Best balance of down plus most of it gives you 12K day one, 400 month spread, and a clean 7-year runway before the small balloon. If you get those proofs in the chat, I'll format the 1-page LOI text for copy and paste and the buyer facing term sheet immediately. Okay, the other thing is I'm going to go all the way back up, which sometimes you got to just click on this thing to go right. So what is embedding? Because people have asked me about embedding. I just posted that. So what embedding is in RCIC is plain English. Embedding is simply how we teach the AI about you, your business. Give me a second to kind of go around this to kind of show you guys about your deals. Think of it as dropping your fingerprints into the system so the AI knows how you operate. Instead of giving you generic advice like a random blog article, embedding makes the AI specialized to your playbook. It's how it works. So you feed this the system inputs, your buy box, what you want to buy, where and how, your markets, zip, the metros, the states you care about, your strategies, fix and flip, rentals, seller finance, creative. AI converts it into a map. The AI turns that info into an embedding, a digital map of your preferences, patterns, and rules. It's like giving it a compass that always points towards your kind of deals. Everything else gets filtered. When a deal comes in, instead of wasting your time, the system checks, does this match Nate's criteria? Could be anybody. Whatever your criteria is, when you come in, you are actually giving it the information that it uses to process your deals going forward. It learns from you, it gets better from you. On a rinse and repeat basis, if you do several sessions, it will learn you and it will become predictive. And I'm going to go into that after I finish this section. If yes, so when a deal comes in, instead of wasting your time, the system checks, does this match my criteria? If yes, it moves forward. If no, it's filtered out. Believe it or not, RSIC learns more from no's than it does from yeses. Why it matters, deal security. Your inputs are private to you. The AI isn't out there blasting them around. It's locked in as your playbook. Time savings. You stop looking at 100 dead leads to maybe find one. Instead, you're seeing only verified matches. Compounding effect. The more you use it, the sharper it gets. It learns you over time. Simple analogy. Embedding is like programming the GPS in your car. Without it, you're just driving around hoping to stumble across the right address. Rather, the system knows exactly where you want to go and it won't send you down the wrong road. It's like you put in the GPS. Where do you want to go? I want to go to Disneyland. It's going to tell you how to get to Disneyland. Do you want me to prep a 1 minute spoken version? Yes, they did that. Here's the spoken version. Embedding is how we program the AI to work for you instead of against you. Think of it as like dropping your fingerprints into the system. You feed it your buy box, your markets, and your strategies. And the AI turns that into a digital map of how you do business. From then on, it's not showing you random junk. It filters everything against your criteria and only brings you verified matches. That saves you time, protects your deal flow, and compounds over time as the AI keeps learning you. The easiest way to think about it, embedding is your GPS. Without it, you're just driving around hoping to find the right address. With it, you know exactly where you're going and you don't waste time or wrong turns. So this is the kind of the map. I posted this in the associates group. Now we get through that deal we just went over. Okay. Cool. Uh, talk about predictive. Predictive. Uh, predictive means an RSIC. Predictive is where the system stops just reacting to your inputs and starts anticipating your next move. Instead of give me comps on this address, it's already showing you which zip codes are heating up, which sellers are most likely to sign, or which lenders are about to roll off of lock periods before you even ask. It's not just running numbers, it's running probabilities. How it works, pattern recognition. The AI sees what you've embedded, your buy box, deal history, and playbook. Then it watches market activity, listings, assignments, skips, filings, rentals, lending terms. Signal forecasting. It flags sellers or deals before they hit the mass blast list. It can spot a motivated seller 30 to 60 days out or identify the lender that's about to say yes to your structure. Next step guidance. Predictive doesn't just say, here's a property. It says, here's the three most likely sellers in your market to accept Subto terms this month, or this area's rents are about to cross your threshold. Why it matters to you, speed advantage. You're in the front of the pack while everyone else is chasing dead lists. Better margins. You lock your deals others don't even see it. Time leverage. Instead of running 100 cold leads, you focus on the 10 hottest, most probable wins. Analogy. Predictive is like Waze for investing. Everyone else just knows the address. You know where the traffic is building, where the cops are hiding, and which shortcut will save you 20 minutes. That's the edge. Want me to spin a visual slide in the same style? Yes. Hey, Willie, what's up? Let me get you on. Let me try to cool. I'll go back to it. I was just going through the predictive, and I showed earlier what embedding is. So embedding is like your GPS. You're in there. If you start, feeding the information into it, then I just went through that. I can show it to you again and go up one after I print this visual, what it actually, because I asked it what its definition is. It's like your inputs, all of your information. It's just like programming your GPS. When you tell it you want to go to Disneyland, it's going to tell you where to go to if I get to Disneyland. So kind of let this slide generate real quick. It's been a little bit slow to have visuals. And so when I created another profile and I'm paying another OpenAI account that am going to put into RCIC tomorrow as a member. And so that way I can test everything on your guys' end. So, yep, I decided to create a fake profile just so I can test it and I can try to build everything that you guys are trying to do. It would be fun if I could start generating a lot of shit for people. This is how it is, the predictive, embedding, and reactive. So I'll go back up real quick and show that to you, and then we'll continue. So here it is. Here's what you just missed. So embedding, plain English, simply how we teach the AI about you, your business, and your deals. Dropping off, it says if dropping your fingerprints into the system so the AI knows how you operate. Instead of giving you generic advice like a random blog article, embedding makes the AI specialized to your playbook. You feed it your buy box, what you want to buy, where and how, your markets, the zips, metros, or states you care about, your strategies. You doing fix and flips, rentals, seller finance, creative. If you're lending, if you're connecting, if you're brokering private money, put that in there as your strategy. If you're nationwide, put that in there, but I don't know, put about 10 or 15 markets that you tend to have a lot of business from. So that builds it up. It converts it into a map. That's what embedding does. So you embed, you're putting yourself in there. Hey, I'm so and so. This is my business. This is what I do. This is what I'm looking for. This is my markets. Put in your city, state, zip code, and county where you're at. Then you go and you establish your markets. You put in, you first you put your buy box in. Then you establish your markets, and then after that, then you can get the 14 core tools, build your toolboxes, and then from there you can build the agents, which I'll actually go over in a second. And then everything else gets filtered. So when it comes in, you're not supposed to see anything that doesn't meet your requirements, your guidelines, or what you're looking for. You're not supposed to see anything that does not work for you. That's what you tell it. Eventually, it's going to learn you, and it learns more from those. So that's how it becomes predictive. That's how you can tell it when it'll start bringing you stuff through the agents and stuff. So it's like I said, you're embedding. Real quick. They just onboarded and employ agents. How do I do that? Simplify it. Those have Here's what we're going to talk about, like agents simplified. So you've embedded your buy box, your markets, your strategies. That means the system knows your playbook. Pick your agent. Agents are like mini specialists. Example, wholesaler finder, daisy chain detector, lender matcher, skip trace, comp runner, ARV and comps. You can run all those. You can ask for those tools, and you tell the tools what to do. Deploy them. Just call them out by name plus the scope. Example, deploy a wholesaler finder. All asset classes. I put in 80439 Evergreen, 80401 Golden plus nationwide discovery. And then or you can put deploy daisy chain detector for this deal in Converse, Texas that I just showed. Actually, I found a deal in Converse and it gave us a lot of good information with just 9 pictures and limited information from the wholesaler. It found it actually believes it's actually in a DR Horton subdivision that was built between 2020 and 2022. So it was able to confirm that it's actually a DR Horton property, which some people don't like DR Horton, some people don't like Lennar, some people don't know, all the home builders. Um, so the AI executes. The agent will plug into your embedded playbook. It runs tasks automatically, pulls wholesalers, filters, daisy chains, screens lenders, brings you results by fit score, highest match to your buy box criteria. First, you decide. Agents don't replace you. They tee up the best options. You still pick the deal, the partner, the lender. Analogy for the team. Think of agents like Navy SEALs in your unit. Each one is trained for a specific mission. You point at the target, they go in, handle it, and bring back intel. You don't need to train them every time. They already know your playbook from embedding. It's like, being like the president. The president doesn't train the Navy SEALs. He expects them to come to him trained and he just tells them what to go do. That's what it is when you have agents. You just tell them what to do. They already know. They've already in the system. They're going to go out and do what you ask them to do. And then you can have it. You can ask it to set up notifications, and then it can. And it's hard to telling people about Slack. I've never used Slack, so that didn't come from me. But it's probably not a bad idea if people want to use Slack or have it do notifications. There are some things that's still limited on, so you have to use that block. There's like 20 something things you can. I can't remember exactly where it is. I'll find it tomorrow, screenshot it, and put in the group. But where you can actually connect to Google, you can connect to Canva. You have this like about 20 different things. Want me to build a visual quick reference? Yes. And I'm gonna have the PDF done for this. Like I said, it's I think a lot of people were confused on the agents that I've been promoting it. Like they think they have to go in and build it. Some people think they still have to buy stuff. I had somebody ask me the other day if they still had to pay for skip tracing. Deal Machine and PropStream and Goliath and all them. You have your account, and then on top of that, when you skip trace, then it charges you what, like 3 cents to like 10 cents per skip trace. It's like, so you could end up spending another $200 or $300 a month in addition to whatever you're spending. Well, yeah, I accidentally called. I was doing a thing and I actually called PropStream Prop Watch because I was by the county airport and I was like, Prop Watch. I was like, oh, probably should. I was playing. I'm probably gonna get sued for that. Slandering PropStream. I don't like any of those companies, but Privy, and that's only because Benson's a friend of mine. And he's pretty honest about not having MLS, national real-time MLS data. So this will be a visual. Probably not going to go a whole lot tomorrow. I really want to go in depth tomorrow on the associates. I wouldn't mind spending 2 hours tomorrow night. I'm hoping people bring deals in. That's what I'm waiting for. And I got like 20 something people that are in the queue now to join. I'm like, what the? So I just need to get all them on board. So it goes. Like I said, onboard complete. Pick your agent, deploy, AI executes, you decide. Pretty cool that way. Okay, next question. Uh, the Trying to think of some other things people have asked me recently. Mm, 20 things onboarded should do their first week. There you guys go. Here's your first. I'm gonna make this too. Complete onboarding session. Number one, lock in your buy box, your markets, and your strategy. Embed your preferences. Upload your buy box, your zips, your lender types, and your deal criteria. Set up your dashboards, access RCIC command hubs, deals, agent leads. All you gotta do is set up your own dashboard. So I'd like to set up a dashboard. It's not already set up for you. Some people have thought that over here there's like a menu or something. There's no menu. So you prompt it. You say, I like to set up dashboards and a command hub, and you'll have deals in your agents and your leads. So you got to ask it to set up your dashboards. And I'll ask it about dashboards when we're done with this one. Tool setup day two. Activate 2 to 3 core agents. Daisy chain detector, comp runner, lender matching. Choose 3. I mean, 2 to 3 just to get those going. Run your first sample deal. Test overnight deal engine with a real property. That's what I've been doing with these properties I've been putting in. Save your favorite outputs, comps, templates, deal reports into your vault. Ask it to, make sure you set up your vault. And if necessary, connect it to your Dropbox. All you got to do is open your Dropbox and tell it that give it the URL and the address. And then from now on, whenever you drop in a Dropbox, you just open your Dropbox, tell it it's open, it'll drop it in automatically. It's pretty cool. And then I'll drop a lot of information in there for you. It can help you even set up folders and stuff. Run your first sample deal. Save your favorite outputs. We get that on market awareness. Deploy market intelligence agent. Ask it to create a market, for you. Tell it what markets you want. Pull active data on your top SIPs. If you're at 80439 and 80401, like I am, tell it that's your market and those are your markets. Run market intelligence. Ask to set up an agent that notifies you what's going on in Evergreen, Colorado and Golden, Colorado. Check predictive signals. Learn where deals are heating up. Identify 5 wholesalers in your markets. Run wholesaler finder engine. All you gotta do is ask it for these agents. You're telling it what you're doing and where you're at in your location. Then when you get to asking about agents, it should come up with reminded, hey, I'm wholesaling. I need a wholesaler finder agent. And it'll pull it up and it'll start doing those things. It may, you probably play it for 10 or 15 minutes, go back and forth on a few questions, dial it in, tell it to notify you, find wholesalers for you. Find lenders, find, whatever you're looking for. Day 4, do your deal flow. Load a live deal, even if it's just a test property, run it end to end. Cross check with daisy chain detector, confirm deal security, generate an offer. Use offer generators to draft a sample LOI or contract. Then you're networking. Match with 3 lenders. Deploy your lender matching agent for your buy box. Engage in community post inside RCIC group with your buy box criteria. Reach out to 2 wholesalers, lenders directly. Day 6, system leverage. Build your own custom toolbox. Pick 5 to 7 tools you'll use daily. Test predictive alerts. Set your system to flag hot zips for motivated sellers. Go out and from 80439, go out and look at 80433 and some other ones right in that area. Pick 10, 12 zip codes and go out and start setting predictive results. Save 3 marketing templates for buyers, for lenders, and sellers. You can ask it to set up marketing templates. There's marketing in here. Day 7, 1920, run a mic pipeline. 1 wholesaler lead, 1 lender match, 1 offer generated. 20, schedule your next week. Decide which agents to keep active and where to expand. Your mindset, week 1 is not about closing a deal. It's about training the AI and you and learning to deploy agents like muscle memory. By day 7, you should be able to call out an agent by name, drop your scope and watch it execute. No hesitation. Yes. And I'm going to post this tonight in the group. So you guys, everybody knows how to do this. It's actually, and it's, like I said, I created a fake ID. I'm going to build a profile. Hopefully it doesn't get more deals than anybody. But just to test them. I'm going to use it just to test some stuff out. Like I said, my goal is to break parts of it because then I know what I got to fix and I know what I got to work on. Let's see. Follow up and okay, yes. And I'll post all these tonight. So like I said, it's what I don't know. I think some people try to overthink stuff. It's so unique of a technology that I think a lot of people are like don't know if it can do what it do. I think I tell them, come on the Zooms and watch me do it. It's but it's harder for me to explain it because mine doesn't have it. Like I'm not setting up all the buy boxes and all that stuff ahead of time. That's why I'm gonna set up this other profile so I can actually do it, but I can't like show it and I can't be on it two at the same time. So that's the problem. So I just got to use it to test things, to test it. Otherwise, I'd be able to try to show you guys like two screens. Yeah, if I could do that, I would. But everything's working. It's just, I think it's just, trying to get the words in. It took us a little while to get all the onboarding figured out with the two-step activation and getting people on for the first time. And this is actually going pretty smooth. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that's really, it knows me pretty well now. I haven't had too many issues lately. Stuff I was dealing with in July, it doesn't seem like I'm dealing with it now. But, I've been on it for 4 months, at least on doing the R6 stuff. Before that, I spent about a month or two building stuff that was going to go in the ecosystem that became R6. So really about 6 months, but, I had free chat GPT for like a year before that. Let's see if the padding's off on this. I was getting nervous when the first two lines are like that big on the font on the on the size. Because sometimes I've seen it does really good, but then like two words it's like off. It's like crap. And then you can't get the same visual again. Yeah, it doesn't look that bad. I mean it's kind of small, but at least it looks there's no glaring. So I don't know, but that's pretty much it in a nutshell. I'll go back up real quick. 'Cause I wasn't going to go too much longer tonight. We'll get down to this deal. Willie, I found this deal just in a Facebook group. And I got 16 pictures. I posted 9. And like I said, this is actually right here from where the emojis are. I copy and pasted that straight from the post. That's all that the wholesaler put in the Facebook post. And the 16 pictures, I put 9 of them because I didn't put the bedrooms and stuff in there. But so it actually, we ran daisy chain detector and then it went to reverse engineer image match. It came up that it was probably built by DR Horton or Lennar because they were building in these subdivisions that met the square footage range. It had basically it was also a new build community. So it came up that it was probably one of these 3 subdivisions, all in Converse, all in DR Horton or Lennar. So it had all the information on it, and like I said, it's pretty good. It came up with DR Horton, LGI Century in 78109. And, it came up with a lot of information on there. We still needed an address, but it was able to do a lot of information. It gave me the price in ARV envelope, what the rent comps, quick sensitivity. It had the best fit. It had a couple of different options, 3 different options. And then it had the suggested, verification steps. And it gives you the script that I was supposed to give to you guys. So name this one's almost certainly in the high top Milliken band of 78109, where 4 bedroom new builds sit roughly 300 to 395. Rentals advertised 2.5, 2500-ish in the high top ridge, but Converse averages are closer to 1750 to 2200. So as a plain rental, it's skinny against the 2422 PITI. The play is creative, rapid at 349 to 369 with 10% down at 9% interest, or run a lease option with a strong option fee. Before we move, we verify equitable interest, mortgage statement, and HOA. If those check, we advance. So it has a bottom line move. Make a conditional LOI right now, subject to verification of control and mortgage statement and HOA. We'll lock the sub to, then exit the wrap, primary or lease option. Here's the LOI. I'm submitting a conditional letter of intent to take title subject to the existing loan. Here's the terms to seller at closing plus customary closing costs. Seller will carry a second note for 20,840 or 841.85 at 0% interest with a balloon at 84 months. We will keep payments current and HOA closing through a Texas investor-friendly title attorney with loan servicing set up. Offer contingent on proof of equitable interest, current mortgage statement, HOA ledger, and clean title. So it gives you gives you a lot of different information. It gives you a breakdown of between 349,900 and 369,900 what the buyer rate should be, what the PNI should be, and what the monthly spread versus underlying PITI. Upfront cash to you, buyer down at 10%, 359 to 900 is 35,990 in. Your acquisition 1699 out plus 6,500 closing recording service for setup. Net day one 12,941 to you. Adjust. You still owe the 20,841.85 balloon in 84 months. 0 into second. Many investors set aside a slice of the monthly spread to pre-fund that balloon. Backup lease option at 26.50 a month spread at 189 a month at 2,800 a month plus 339 a month before maintenance. Take 15K to 20K option fee up front. Good fallback if wrap buyer isn't ready this week. So what we learned right now, proof of control, seller signed PSA plus assignment, current mortgage statement, HOA lender screenshot, amount plus frequency, insurance declaration page, seller ID, the open title, utility tax bill, access for inspection, 45-minute window is fine. If they can't provide 1 to 3 in minutes, it's likely daisy chain, we pause. Compliance and structure, it talks about Texas, use Texas rep, no deed of trust, attorney prepared. So it talks about, Dodd-Frank, Texas, title line trust or title holding LLC, talks about marketing the exit drop, exit drop this in your post, owner finance like new 4-bed 2021, easy qualify, 10% gets you in, payment from 20 to, PNI plus taxes, insurance, HOA, no bank needed, credit flexible, 30-year amortization, no prepayment penalty, quiet cul-de-sac near schools and parks, 25 minutes downtown SA, San Antonio, 20-minute rent off Air Force Base, comment of info for terms and tour, release option SWAT headline to rent to own 10% option, 2,650 to 2,850 a month, on-call verification, use all the risk and mitigations, call it. It's a good system. So we're not going to go a lot longer. Tonight's going to be kind of a quick 37, 40 minutes. I just really need to get that in recording. So let me take the recording off.